Welcome to Dadventurous.
Oh,
Did
missed it.
I mean, you can do it too.
Oh, welcome to
I don't want to listen
Dadventurous.
anymore. Just kidding. As you heard a chuckle there, you probably noticed that we got the mom on board today. Hello, the mom.
She's back.
From outer space.
That's true. We live on Mars. The goal today, the mission today is different than normal. We are going to be doing something. We talked about this in a previous episode. And we are going to be running something courtesy of Roll and Play Press, something called One Shot Wonders. If you guys haven't checked this out, you should.
It's pretty cool.
It's super cool. What is it?
It's a compilation of a bunch of small outlines of little one-shot adventures that you can do.
There's over 100 of them, and they give you the monsters you can use, the locations you can use. They give you NPCs. They give you even some maps. They even have a product that comes along with it if you want that is a map library. Just in case nobody can see it, the mom is currently being attacked by one of our cats.
Attacked lovingly.
Lovingly attacked. And so what we're going to do this week is we are going to play One Shot Wonders, but I thought it'd be super fun to do it truly randomly. We have not done this yet, and so the plan is to roll a D100, and we are going to, on the spot, choose an adventure, and then based on that, I'm going to make these guys go create characters. So we don't know what level
Sounds
we're playing
fun.
at. We don't know what adventure we're playing at.
We could be playing at a level 20.
We could. And so that's the plan. And so we're going to kick this off. Are you guys ready?
Yeah.
So ready.
All right, go ahead and roll and tell me what you got.
74.
Okay, well, Fight at the Museum. Fight at the Museum, a bone collector's attempt to make history more lively, backfires when the exhibits literally come to life. The once popular Dino Cave is now swarming with the enchanted fossils of powerful reptiles. Can the party rescue a trapped tourist and defeat the bony beasts? That is a 5 to 6 adventure. And that one is set inside a museum, and the tags, one of the cool things about this is there's little tags to give you an idea. The Fight at the Museum says it is thrilling, and it has a little clock next to it, and a rescue mission.
Oh, it's timed.
So it might have some timing to it.
Ooh.
So
Fight at
I
the
also
Museum
think
sounds fun.
the timing sounds fun. We'll see how this plays out. Also, there's a picture of a dinosaur chasing and trying to eat another dinosaur skeleton. All right, so we are
Sounds
going
interesting.
to break the recording here. We're going to go make characters. I'm going to read what the heck I need to do for this adventure, and then we'll be back, and we will run this thing from One Shot Wonders. So
Until then.
until then, diddle-doo, diddle-doo, diddle-doo. That's the time transition noise. Diddle-doo, diddle-doo. We're back. Time jump. The miracles of editing. We have been away. We've created some characters. I have read what I'm doing in this Fight at the Museum. So I just kind of wanted to break it down a little bit for those of you guys who haven't seen this book. You should definitely check it out. But I was able to open it up to Fight at the Museum, and there's a bunch of stuff in here. There's some starting the adventure text I'm going to read in a second. There's some quick stats to have for the bad guys in here. There's a suggested story. There's little information for each of my NPCs. There's even some suggestions for quest rewards and how to make it easier or harder. So I was able to kind of just look this over, and I'll be reading off some stuff from this book. But again, we randomly picked this one, Fight at the Museum. We have the map library, so the mom and the daughter are able to glance at a real life map just for inspiration, but we're not going to be using the map for the podcast, obviously. So without further ado, are you guys ready to start Fight at the Museum from One Shot Wonders?
I believe
So ready.
we are.
So ready. Okay. First and foremost, we're on a road. We're going to say it's hilly, rocky terrain, kind of like the base of a mountain sort of thing. The path is one of those paths that switchbacks up a little bit across a hillside. It's a little chilly. Fall air. Leaves are kind of blowing in the wind, but no snow or anything like that. And you guys are on your way to a very famous portable market, Roving Bazaar.
Ooh.
A merchant attraction extravaganza on wheels, and it travels around, and you know it's nearby. So you two are currently making your way up the mountain. Would you like to introduce your characters and why you are here?
So my name is Valen, and I am a Shadar Kai. It's like a shadow elf. It's not
Okay.
quite drow. I'm from a different plane. Grave cleric. But I'm in the archaeological dig sort of field. I think that myself and my partner here are on the road looking for tools and things that could help us on our journey to our next dig site.
All right. My name is Bristlebrush, and I am a Kenku, little bird person. And I got my name because I really, really like cleaning all the little finicky spots on fossils. And so I teamed up with Valen to, she digs up the fossils and I clean them.
Nice.
And I'm very hyperactive.
Awesome. So we got a shadow elf and a bird person. Are you like a crow, do you think? Like a raven?
yeah,
Classic Kenku?
I definitely resemble a raven, but no wings.
No wings.
Kenku can't fly.
Oh, that's right. They're like chickens.
No, they just don't have wings. But
Side note,
chickens.
Chicken Kenku. Great character idea. Chickens are terrifying.
True.
Okay. And so you guys are making your way up the mountain. There's a couple attractions there that you may know about, being in the fossil world. The Dino Cave, you've heard. There's a grand reopening of the Dino Cave.
Ooh.
And so we crest up the last switchback of this trail. You guys come up to a plateau, and before you even reach the top, you start hearing the hubbub. You start hearing music. You start hearing voices chattering. You hear hammering of metals, and you have come across the portable market stalls of the roving bazaar, and there are a lot of market stalls. People hawking their wares, and you know that this is a place that travels around. Bargains and wares catch your eye wherever you look. However, as you guys start getting further and further in, you'll notice that the merchants are on edge. There seems to be a commotion near a rocky cave set into the wall near the on the north part of the market. What would you like to do?
I think Valen is going to pull out her little clipboard and a little notepad.
Can I sit close to you?
Yes, that's expected. One market stall at a time. We'll write down prices for things that we're interested in, and we'll come back to them.
What about that over there? I point to the commotion.
To the commotion? Do you see... Why don't you make a perception check?
I got an 8.
Okay, so you point at the commotion, but immediately you are distracted by a squirrel that dances in your vision and is jumping across the market stall roofs, and he is carrying in his mouth a very nice-looking brush. And then for you, what was it?
19.
A 19. You quickly lock on to what Bristlebrush is talking about. You see that there's a crowd gathering around this cave, and there's a huge sign that states Dino Cave Grand Reopening. But as you see this big crowd of people, you also notice some guards and just a general amount of commotion. Some people are sitting on the ground, some people are laying down. There's just a lot of activity.
I think I would reach out of the corner of my eye, see that Bristlebrush is getting distracted, and grab her by her like strap that holds all of her gear, and just like be holding her off to the side while I'm looking and going,
Valen,
well,
there's a squirrel with a brush.
There's also a dino cave, and
Huh?
maybe we should start there, and we'll come back to the market later.
Yay.
It looks like there's a lot of excitement, and I don't want to miss it.
I know, I'm excited. Also, I don't want to do math, so.
I tuck away
Don't
my
want to do math.
and eyeball the market as we go through. Make our direct
Okay.
shot for the cave.
Make your direct shot for the cave. Is that what you're doing too?
Yeah,
Okay.
I think I'm still holding Bristlebrush by
Okay.
the strap, just knowing that she gets easily distracted.
I'm walking next to her, but also trying not to speed walk.
As you guys approach, standing out from the crowd, kind of at the back, you see a gentleman wearing a chic beret sitting atop his head.
Wait, what's a chic?
Well, that's what the word says, so it's up to your imagination. Velvet. He is a older orc man, and he is wearing this beret. He's wearing a very fancy vest.
Does he have a
Sort
cravat?
of a pocket watch. Sure, a cravat. And a mustache, a curly mustache with his tusks coming up too. This half-orc and he is looking sort of pouty. His arms are crossed, and his foot is tapping, and he sees you guys approach.
Yes, are you who I think you are?
I don't know. Who do you think we are?
Mercenaries, of course. You both look adventurous. You both look like you know what you're doing. We need help over here.
Spelunking, you need help.
No! We need help in there. And he points to the dinosaur caves. And as he points, you notice that he has kind of a wound on his arm. He looks a little worse for wear. And as you guys get closer and he points, the crowd opens up a little bit. You notice basically the scene here. There are a lot of people looking haggard, exhausted. There are some guards that are currently standing next to the opening, and they have someone in handcuffs.
Oh.
Looks like a half-elf woman. They are talking loudly.
Can I hear a little bit of what they can I catch some conversation?
Yeah, kind of in lieu of this too, as you guys look at as you get a little closer to the Dino Cave entrance, huge banners and bright paint adorn the entryway. The rope barriers that once clearly formed an orderly queue to the entrance lie knocked over. You start listening in. Do you guys want to make perception checks?
Yeah.
18.
25.
25. You
Woo.
both, clearly easy enough to hear people, but you start hearing somebody says, Hetty should have known better. She should never have done this. Someone else says, there were 12 of them, 14 of them. One was like, I almost got eaten. And they're just a lot of this kind of talk about stuff that was happening inside. People saying, I barely got out alive. And did you see the size of that thing's tail? And just back and forth.
Would I recognize the name Hetty?
I believe you would. Hetty Feathergill. And maybe once you hear that name, you re-look over at the people and the one arrested. And it's maybe been a couple years, but Hetty Feathergill, a half-elf female
bone collector
and dinosaur enthusiast.
Is she the one that's in?
And she is currently arrested.
Okay.
And the orc looks at you guys and he goes, I am Baron Olcar Twilamp. I was here for the exhibit. Everything went to chaos.
Do you need that cleaned up? I point to his wound.
Oh, no, it's fine. It's just a scratch. I am an orc. I'll give you gold.
To what?
Help us stop the beasts.
What beasts? Ooh, are there critters?
Are there critters? Yes.
This is his thing, apparently.
Okay. So, yes, we are adventurers. I, put my hand out on Bristlebrush so she doesn't keep, we are adventurers, and...
We go places.
Yes. What is going on?
I can tell you everything.
Why is Hetty in chains?
Do you know Hetty?
We are of the same ilk?
Are you a dinosaur enthusiast as well?
Wow, it said that weird. Enthusiast.
Enthusiast?
You could say that. It's part of my job. Hetty is the end part of dinosaur bones, and I am the beginning.
And I'm the middle.
Are you an archaeologist?
Paleontologist.
Paleontologist, and you?
I clean the bones.
Huh. He gets so excited, and he goes, I am Baron. I already said this, but Baron Twilam. I am, of course, a huge enthusiast myself. I'm actually here to see the exhibits. But, of course, everything went bad. And so, we all saw the exhibits really well.
What do you mean you saw it really well?
Well, she, and he points at Hetty, probably shouldn't have done what she did.
Ooh, what'd you do?
She was trying to make the exhibits more exciting, and they've come to life.
Do you mind if we talk to Hetty?
You can talk to her. I'm just a man. You gotta talk to the guards, though.
We'll be right back.
400 gold!
I hold that offer, and I walk over to Hetty.
Give a nervous look at his wound again. I'll see you later.
Okay, bye.
And then you start walking
I walk
over there,
after
and he just
Valen.
follows you guys. You go over, and pretty quickly, Hetty, this half-elf, mid-aged, dirty blonde, kind of ruffled up hair. She's got a pair of glasses on her nose, currently just beet red in the face, tears streaming down her face as well. And she's just talking to the guards. She's like, I'm sorry. I didn't mean it. I didn't know it would do that.
Hetty, it's me.
Is that you, Valen?
Hetty, what? Oh, calm. I'm here to help.
I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I ruined it. I ruined everything.
I reach into my satchel and pull out a handkerchief. Here.
Blows her nose.
Did the display collapse? What happened to the structures? Everybody looks very wounded. Did things fall?
No, they didn't fall. They came to life and attacked everybody.
What do you mean? Like real life? Like chomp bones?
Yes, I bought a thing. I bought a thing I shouldn't have bought, and I tried to make things more exciting.
What'd you buy?
Working with a necromancer?
I don't know. He sold me an orb.
An orb of what? What's it look like?
It's an orb. It's about yay big, and she makes a gesture about watermelon size. And she goes, and it was green. It put off green energy.
Is there anybody left in there?
And Baron Olkar Twilamp comes up and he says, Yes, there is. I was speaking with a young man, a worker here, worked in the gift shop, I think. His name was Samson. We were trading dinosaur facts when all the chaos broke free. I ran out, but I think unfortunately Samson went the other way. And there's only one way in and one way out. Isn't that right, Hetty? And she goes, Yeah.
I'm hearing a lot of numbers bandied about.
How many were there of the skellies?
She's just crying. She goes, There's so many. You brought me some. You brought me the big one. It's in there. And then there's some other ones too. Some are flying and some have horns. There's specifically...
You put my big find on display.
Yes, we'll call it... Maybe it was like found in a dwarven mine and it had glistening crystals on it. What do you think? The crystals.
You've seen it?
Yeah, the crystal one. Yep, for sure. It was, of course, known as Crystalsaurus Rex. And you discovered it. It was the one with the crystals. Maybe you worked on it too.
Oh yeah, I remember cleaning that
I know
one.
it wasn't a complete skeleton, but we got it fully built up, and it was standing there near the gift shop. It's not there anymore. It's attacking things, and she just goes into it.
This sounds like a lot.
It's so
Has
much.
anyone gone in there? Has anyone gone in to find this orb?
Some of the guards are standing there, and one of them, kind of a human man with a big bushy beard. He goes, No, of course not. We haven't let anyone in. It's very dangerous. We are keeping everybody out there right now. We are figuring out how to stop the magic. We are reaching out to necromancers and wizards nearby.
Would you mind if we had a go?
Yeah, we're adventurers, and we've handled stuff, and especially dinosaurs.
Artifacts and dinosaurs.
I
might
don't
have
know.
some knowledge.
Maybe you didn't hear me, but these aren't just artifacts and fossils. These are, in fact, live, running around dinosaur skeletons that are trying to eat people.
Wait, but how do they eat people if they're skeletons?
Doesn't seem to matter to them.
Huh.
And he points at a couple injured people that have, like, bite marks.
Oh, no!
Yeah.
Well, this might help me with my research.
And he's like, You gotta help me, Valen. You must destroy the orb. I don't want my bones to be destroyed.
That might have to come in second, Hetty.
She just starts crying.
What did the guards say? Are we?
The
Do we
guy's
go
like, "Hey, you can do whatever you want, but first sign this waiver." Hands you a Dino Cave waiver.
I whip out my fancy bone pen.
And it basically says, like, any damage to person or self inside the Dino Cave absolves Hetty Feathergill and the Roving Bazaar from any liability, etc., etc. So nobody can sue them.
I sign it as well. I like to think that as a Kenku, my signature is actually very messy looking because it's just a bunch of letters from other people's signatures that I forged to put my name.
Each
is a different style.
handwriting.
Yeah.
That's fun. Okay. And you guys sign it, and he goes, Yeah, do whatever you want. If you find Samson, of course, we'll, pay you.
A reward?
And behind you, Baron Ulkar Twilam's like,
And the 400 gold, don't forget.
and Hetty's like,
Yeah.
hurry, Samson's the only one that still wants to work for me. She's just like crying. The guards step aside, people step aside. You start hearing the murmurs of all these people. And before you lies the Dino Cave entrance.
Valen's a lot taller than me. I put my hand on your elbow and say, all right, we can do what we do. I want to find Samson.
I think that's a noble cause. Let's take this carefully.
Okay.
You just crush it.
Yeah, I pull out a little wire brush that I have in my bag and just run straight in.
Can you make a perception check for me before you go in?
17?
As you are about to go in, you hear a little chittering noise to your right, and you look over and there's the squirrel, and you notice that his brush is better than the one you have.
How dare he?
And then you rush it.
Below a 10, I get distracted and go for it.
Uh-oh.
Above a 10, I stay on course. Oh no, I got a 6.
So you see Bristlebrush booking it towards the thing, sees the squirrel again, and takes a hard right turn.
And I just reach out. That's exactly why she's wearing that big old strap thing, so that I have something to grab. And I reach out and I try to grab her.
Do you want to make a... I don't know why we're doing this. Do you want to make a dexterity check? And
I rolled a nat 20.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
You before she even gets fully turned.
I'm so used to her,
Bristlebrush.
like, veering off.
All right.
Sorry, Valen.
As soon as you guys start making your way through the entranceway, big dino skull head that's fake, but like to go into, there's torches lit through. You guys quickly enter into the first exhibition area. There are accurate models, old maps, glass displays that you can tell. But as you step in just a little bit, you hear crashing, you hear thumping, and you see that a bunch of these exhibits are wrecked.
Oh.
And immediately as you guys go in, you hear a squawking above you. Rah! And you guys all look up, and there are 3 pteranodons flying. But of course, they have no flesh, they have no muscles, they are just
So they're
skeletons.
somehow hovering despite the fact that their wings
They
don't...
are all glowing with a slight green energy,
Oh.
and they are circling around and attacking almost like the cave walls. You see them like knocking rocks down, fighting each other a little bit. It's chaos.
Do they notice us?
I've been down to Bristlebrush's like level. I say, I really, really want to take notes on their behavior right now. But
I don't think that's the time for that.
I was going to say, do your best to remember some things that feel different, and we'll make notes later.
Oh, okay. They're
Nope.
dead.
Oh, she got me.
Sorry.
That is an accurate statement.
Do they notice us yet?
Not yet, but you've kind of just entered into the hallway, and the room about opens up a bit. Yeah, opens up a little bit, and you can see all those exhibits crashed and broken.
Okay.
You notice on the far end of the room, the door continues on.
They're above us. Oh, I whisper to Valen. Valen, I got an idea. And I am actually an abjuration wizard. And I am going to cast a little spell of mine. And my wire brush that I have, I think...
Is that your focus?
That's my focus.
Nice.
Yeah, my arcane focus, it glows a little bit with this kind of bluish, almost like, kind of like laundry detergent
All right.
color, you know,
Yeah. I know what you're
yeah,
saying. Or
light,
like gel toothpaste.
yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Wonderful.
And I am going to see if I can cast minor illusion.
You can see the wires hanging down from the roof. They were clearly suspended at one point, but they are no longer suspended by wires.
Okay. The farthest I can get this way,
Okay.
I'm going to make a little gesture with my wire brush and see if I can't make an illusion of, I'm gonna say, a drumstick.
Like food or like a instrument?
Like like a chicken drumstick.
Okay.
I mean, they eat meat.
Yeah, okay.
I think I can move it.
Yes, you can.
So I'm going to manifest what looks like a chicken drumstick in front of one of the pteranodons and send it like it was thrown almost to the other corner of the room.
Okay. What's the situation with minor illusion in terms of convincing somebody of something? Or is it up to me? Because I'll tell you right now, they ain't that smart.
Physical interaction with the image reveals it to be an illusion.
But that's it?
Yep.
All right. Why don't you roll a persuasion check?
I got 7.
And you see one of the pteranodons, and Valen, you see this too, cocks his head and sees a floating, thrown, illusionary chicken drumstick, screeches and flies, we'll say from like the west side of the room to the east side of the room. And you guys know that there's a door to the north of you. They all follow and start chasing after this drumstick. What are you guys doing in this moment?
I think we're trying to pass them.
Let's go.
Are you trying to stealthily go through?
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead and roll for me some stealth checks.
I got a 22.
I rolled a 2. 4.
A 4.
Valen's stealth is 4.
Okay, well, I will say that only one of them noticed you. 2 of them are chasing after this drumstick, and you're kind of continuing to let it go. It goes down towards the ground, I assume.
Yeah.
They're like going at each other in midair to try to be the first one. They like lock claws. Their wings are getting kerfuffled together and they crash to the ground. But one of them cocks his head as he hears a clank, 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 clank running across the room.
Oops.
From all your tools and gear and armor that you're wearing. And one goes "Rah!" and starts rushing towards you guys. How about we roll initiative? I will say you notice that the door out of this room is small, and it doesn't look like these dinosaurs will fit through the individual room doors.
Okay.
So it's up to you. I got a 9.
I got a 5.
21.
Okay, you got a 5?
Yeah.
Okay. So, Valen,
too
you're
focused on the drumstick.
slow. Or you're not slow, you're loud, but you're able to move, and the room is not that big. You could make it across, but you notice that Bristlebrush is holding concentration on her drumstick spell.
Can I pick her up and dash? Like
I am a
30
small
feet?
creature.
I guess you
So
could.
if I dash as
yeah,
my,
I guess you could.
like half,
I'm
so
gonna
half
say
movement, but a dash.
to be able to do that and then use your dash,
Ooh, yeah, I won't.
I'm going to say I will allow it if you succeed on an athletics check. She is a small creature, so it's easier.
I'm about the size of a dwarf.
So if you get a good athletics check,
I did not. I rolled a 2.
so I will
So I
say,
total of 6.
So I will say you can either, your choice, pick her up and move, or move the 30 feet. But if you pick her up and move, you're only getting 15.
Which is not to the door, yeah.
Not to the door yet.
I do that.
Okay. Suddenly you feel scooped,
Yeah.
Bristlebrush. Maybe this is a familiar move. And
I probably
She's
do
done
it
this a
all
lot.
of the time.
yeah. And you, Valen, make the move 15 feet, holding
My scale mail just
Yeah,
lots and
you're
lots
holding
of noise.
Bristlebrush, maybe up on your shoulder or something as you continue on. The pteranodon's turn. It sees a small creature that is bird-esque and has feathers
no.
like it should have, and it is angry and rushes towards you, Bristlebrush. And it flies. It's 60 feet easily.
Oh no.
Goes for an attack plus 3.
Oh wait. I forgot about this. I have a cloak of displacement.
Oh, you do.
Oh.
So as it comes down, it goes and it looks like it's going to get you. And then suddenly, right as its mouth is about to go, you guys see Bristlebrush's cloak of displacement. We gave out some fun magic items during character creation just in case people are weirded out. It makes a little mirage image and suddenly there's like a second Bristlebrush 2 feet to the right. The thing gets confused. It reaches out with a 10 and misses you.
A 10
Yep,
doesn't hit.
Misses you and attacks this illusory image. And
It
then
flickers.
yeah.
And
then because it is a pteranodon and it is afraid of things, it is continuing its flight to go back up and it does not trigger attacks of opportunity.
I think I'm going to say rude. And I'm going to pull out, I like to think I have just random items in my satchel. I pull out a little matchbox. As my attack, I'm going to strike a match and blow on it, but you would expect it to blow it out. But I'm going to cast Firebolt at
that's
one of
fun.
these things. Because it tried to attack me. I got a 23.
The 23 absolutely hits. Go ahead and roll your firebolt damage to this thing.
3.
3 damage. You blast into it. One of the rib bones flies off. The thing howls in theoretical pain, but it's just bones.
All right.
Singed a little bit.
But I'm going to hop down from Valen.
Okay.
I think. Can I do that?
Yeah.
And we're like right next to this door.
You're only a few feet from the door. The doors
And-
are open.
Oh, they're open.
They were open because of the exhibits, so they are wide open. The
I don't
doors
want
are
to.
propped
Valen's
open.
going to be still inside, so I'm just going to run and just inside the other doorway.
Okay. Sounds good. It is
to
your
me.
turn, Valen. You see Bristlebrush hop off you and finish the dash through to this next room.
I go running in after Bristlebrush while lecturing Bristlebrush. I must be careful. If we can preserve these bones, they can be used after we make them go back to sleep.
Okay, fair. I was caught up in the moment.
And I take it you are.
And I make my way in through the door.
In front of you right now, you see a large, kind of nice stone room. And you see it's kind of humid in here, too. This one has sort of a warmer climate feel to it. There's some orbs on the wall.
But
that
like
are
an immediate
Nothing-
does not seem to be like
nothing immediate
okay.
on
Then
the first glance.
I'm going to use my action then to shut the door.
Okay, use your action to close the door. I think you hear a very loud, after a moment, ker-thunk against the door. You also hear some clawing and scraping, and then fighting amongst each other as the pteranodons continue to bite. Nicely done.
Okay. I go. Are we immediately in the room, or is there like a little entrance hall?
There's kind of like a little minor entrance hall
Mhm.
between them. And so I will say that you guys you can see into the next room, nothing immediately in that view, but you're not in that room fully yet.
I'm going to sneak to the edge of the entrance hall, but not going around the corner yet. And I want to see if I can peek around the corner.
I would like to concentrate and try my best off of the description that we were given to locate object
Of the
Oh.
orb.
of the orb.
Okay. She did describe it to you, so you have a vague idea of what it looks
Yeah,
like.
and it says that of a certain kind. So I can be looking for an orb-like thing that glows with green energy, about watermelon sized, and see how I do.
So in this room, you don't get a bead, but you kind of get a feeling that probably 100 feet from you is a ping.
It's concentration, so I'm gonna hold it for 10 minutes and see if we can.
Mhm.
But I'm gonna let Bristlebrush know. I think I've got a bead on what we're looking for.
Samson?
No.
Different priorities in decisions here.
The orb.
Oh, the creepy glowy thing.
Yes,
Okay.
if we can shut it down, we can put an end to this really cool live. Sorry, we can put an end to the dinosaurs and come back to rest, and then Samson will be fine.
Okay. Oh, I also drop concentration on my drumstick.
I figured.
Okay. What do I see when I peek
So
around the
make
corner?
a stealth check.
Stealth is 20. Stealth is 20.
Okay.
Non-natural.
I'm not moving.
You're staying.
so
Okay.
that I don't ruin
And
it.
perception
Yep.
is 14.
14. Okay. Yeah. You easily sneak up. Your little Kenku body slinking along the edges there. No problem. You start to hear with your perception check as you get closer this kind of bigger, gruffer noise. And as you peek around the corner, you see 2 ankylosauruses
Ankylosauruses.
Hanging
oh,
out.
no.
in this room. And they are both, I kind of forget what an ankylosaurus looks like actually off the top of my head.
They're
Stegosaurus-ish with the ball at the end.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
the big plate, big armor
They're
plated.
both kind of, there's a third ankylosaurus in here, not animated. And you see both
Ooh.
of these nudging it. And as you look at it, it looks like maybe there was a tussle.
okay.
For everybody at home who's listening to this, one of the cool things about the One Shot Wonders is that they give you suggestions for how to make things easier or harder. So I'm augmenting some of these numbers that you might find in the book because I only have 2 heroes today. So we're doing some of the stuff to make it a little bit more fitting. So there are 2 in here, and they are breathing heavy. You also see stalactites from the cave roof that clearly have fallen down and bash marks in the walls. Unfortunately, this battle seems to happen near the door that you guys are, and both of them are blocking this.
Well,
First thing I'm going to do, I'm going to duck back behind the corner.
Okay, are you telling Valen everything?
Yeah, I'm going to tell Valen.
Okay.
There's some big ankle...
Ankylosaurus.
Yeah, those ones. But they're skellies. One's dead.
Okay. They're going to be very armored. Watch the tail.
I'm going to... For some reason, I'm just having fun making little designs for
is good.
my cleaning-based magic. I reach into my satchel,
Okay.
and I am going to pull out a little handkerchief
Okay.
that I tie around my head.
Okay.
And I like to think that it's like red and it glows a little bit. And I'm going to cast Mage Armor
Nice.
as my
Mage kerchief.
Mage Kerchief.
All right.
So
So you cast Mage Armor in preparation?
yeah,
And Valen, are you doing anything in preparation, or are you ready to rumble?
my AC is now 15.
I'm ready to... We can't get by, so...
I don't think so. Wait, you said they look worse for wear?
They look a little worse for wear, yeah. Perhaps they've already been in a fight.
Okay.
So, around the corner and on 3, we both release something at once and see
Yeah.
if we can overwhelm them.
All right.
Okay.
Okay.
Right, let's
We'll
see.
say that the one on the left has the ball on the end with spikes, and the one on the right, it's got more of a bladed end to its tail. It's still a ball, but it's got like spiky. So you kind of have 2 to pick from here: spiky or pokey. That's what we'll call them.
Do you want the left or the right?
I'll take the pokey one.
I haven't seen them yet, so I'm going to have to make that judgment
Yeah,
call.
and if you're trying to do this stealthily, you're going to need to make a stealth check there. If you're trying to do a surprise round.
I think we're going to try a surprise round around
I
the
will
corner.
say that I will give you it
Huh?
because you're stealthy.
I'm
You
sneaky.
did it.
9?
A 9, okay. Perception. I'll say one of them. If you want to get your attack off, I'll allow it, but Valen, you step out to see about trying to do a thing, and one will have noticed you. Bristlebrush, you can do something.
I'm gonna see if I can spread out from Valen a little bit. I want to see if I can jump out and kind of get away from the entrance hall.
Yeah, as you peek in here a little more, you see 3 stone tablet-like platforms where clearly these models were. They say like Ankylosaurus in common there.
Can
and
I-
so
can I move to stand
they're
on
raised
one?
up about 4 feet off the ground. These things are big. They are probably they're considered huge beasts.
Oh.
So they're probably like 18 feet long, 10 feet tall. So being up there isn't going to like protect you, but it's a platform.
higher ground.
Yeah.
I think I want to see if I can get up there.
I'll say you can get to the one kind of immediately there. You dash in, you clamber up, and
And as a Kenku, I can mimic noises.
yeah.
So I am going to first. I'm gonna see if I can. I think I logged the Pteranodon screeches in my head.
Ooh.
I'm gonna see if I can first of all screech to get their attention.
Okay.
I want to see if I can go as a distraction.
Okay. You screech to get their attention to kind of what? Make it so they don't see Valen? Is that the idea?
I want to see if
That's
I
nice
want
of
them
you.
to see me.
I will say with that screech, they both look up to you
Okay.
and are definitely keeping their eyes on you. Is that what you're doing as your action, or were you planning on hitting them with something?
I'm
'Cause
going
that's-
to hit them with something.
Okay, go ahead and do that.
I am going to pull out a little bell, like the ones you find on desks, like the little tap bells. And I'm going to tap it, and so it goes ding ding, and I'm going to cast Toll the Dead
A
because
ding
they
ding, toll
looked
the dead.
they looked.
All right, you can
Worse
pick
for
one.
wear.
You're doing pokey.
Yeah, I'm doing pokey.
Okay,
He needs to
go
make a
ahead
wisdom
and-
saving throw.
A 2, natural 2. I'm assuming that fails. He
Yeah.
has already taken a little bit of damage.
Ooh,
So what do
okay.
we got?
So you take 2d12 damage.
Dang.
Whew, 21.
21 damage?
Mm-hmm.
Whoa.
Those are good
wowzy.
rolls.
That was a
I got an
great
11
roll.
and a 10.
That makes up for your firebolt.
It does
Yeah.
indeed. Okay. And with that, we are entering into initiative. So, can you roll, or did you already?
I did not roll yet, so I
And,
shall.
I got a 15.
A 15?
Natural 20 for a 22.
So, I'm going to let you turn around and take another turn.
Woo! All
They
right.
both got after you guys.
Okay. Are they?
I will say, as you hit it with Toll the Dead, it rocked it with kind of like a bell sound wave effect, and some of the bones just start rattling apart from Pokey there, and he like one of his legs is kind of knocked aside a little, and he's lumbering a little slowly now. And they are both right next to each other.
How close are they?
Across this
Together?
room, they're probably 40 feet away from you.
No, how close are they to
Within
each other?
10 feet.
10 feet?
Yeah, I mean, for them, I guess technically they'd be within 5 feet of each other.
Okay. I'm going to, straight up, since this is a spell I have never used before on a character,
Exciting.
I'm going to, you notice me snap my fingers, and, oh, this is great. 6 little mothballs come up from my bag, like the mothballs that you use as, like, repellent.
Okay, I love this cleaning-based character you've created.
I planned none of this. And I'm casting Melf's Minute Meteors, but I'm changing that to Melf's Minute Mothballs because,
Okay,
and they float in the air around me.
okay.
And I am going to expend 2 of the meteors,
Okay.
or I mean mothballs,
Yeah.
and send them crashing towards the ankylosauruses.
Oh, you doing one each or something?
I'm doing 1 each.
Okay,
But
okay.
if they are within 5 feet of each other,
They are.
Okay. So it reaches it, and the mothballs explode.
Okay. Cool.
And each creature within 5 feet of the point where the mothball explodes must make a dexterity saving throw.
So they each are making dexterity saving throws for each other's thing?
Mm-hmm.
Wow, I probably shouldn't have said 5 feet. All right. First one's a natural 9 for a 10,
No.
and a natural 8 for a 9.
No.
So they both fail.
All right. So total, they each take...
Jeez Louise, I saw those rolls.
They each take 17 damage.
17 out of a possible 24.
Mm-hmm.
Wowsies. Okay.
I didn't realize how powerful this spell was. I'm glad I took this. Melf's Minute Mothballs.
All right. And they stay floating around your head for a little while, right?
I have 4 left.
Okay.
So,
Yeah, they're still there. Ribs and bones and skeleton pieces flying off of them, but they're both like, ugh, and they're looking at you and roaring and bashing their tails against the ground.
that's my turn.
Now it's your turn, Valen.
My immediate concern is if the bones have shattered and are not going to be able to be recovered.
They are not really. They seem to be blowing off of them.
Okay, so it seems that the damage they're taking is just undoing their...
Yeah.
Okay, because that would make Valen very nervous. With that knowledge, I am then going to try Word of Radiance.
Ooh.
Can you make a Constitution saving throw of 16?
Well, a 3
You're a
for the first
cleric.
one, and nope, they both rolled terribly. Got a 10 and a 5.
Oh, if they're both still next to each other, yes, because
Yes,
it hasn't been their turn.
it hasn't been their turn yet.
Cool. On a d6, I rolled a 6. So 6 each radiant damage.
Okay, Pokey's looking pretty beat up. He's down to not having much in terms of walkability. And it is now, are you moving? Are you coming into the room? Or are you just kind of stand by the doorway?
I think I'd like to use the corner
Alcove?
of the room as like an alcove. Yeah,
Okay.
kind of like duck thing.
Okay, and with that, we have their turn finally. Pokey is looking at you standing up on that pedestal, bristle brush, and is going to charge towards you with its movement speed. And it is going to only get about 30 feet. However, it has a 10-foot reach.
Oh, no.
As it gets to 30 feet, it spins around and whips its tail towards you.
The
And
flail tail.
It is going to do a natural 20.
No. I am going to use
Oh,
my
you're
reaction, the
right.
Sentinel at Death's Door,
Wait,
to
what?
turn that into a regular hit.
Whoa.
So you just don't take the crit damage.
Thank you, Valen.
Wow, that's cool. That's a Grave Cleric thing, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Nice.
I rolled extremely well. 20 points of damage as this thing spins around this spiky ball, sorry, pokeball, hits into you. And can you please make a strength saving throw?
Oh no, my strength is horrible.
It's not a very high save, but yes.
Strength
Finally,
saving
they hit
throw?
you. Yep.
6.
Okay, you
Oh, no.
are knocked prone.
Oh
You
no.
are pushed aside.
Yeah.
And that
My
is
mothballs can't do
Pokey's turn.
anything, so-
Spiky goes next, and it is going to rush over towards the doorway.
Wait, what's the difference?
They're the same. I just gave them different names so we'd have an understanding of what they are. One
right.
has a spikier ball than the other one, who has a pokier ball than the other one.
Okay.
You know.
That's all the
And it
description
is going
we
to
need.
rush over to you, and it's also going to spin around and stick its tail in the little doorway alcove to Valen and
try
just
to
slam it
smash.
around a little bit to try to get you because,
It's like stirring in
yeah,
there.
like stirring that thing. Yeah, natural 18.
That doesn't hit.
Natural 18 plus 7.
Oh, that
That's
hits.
a 25.
But 18 doesn't hit.
That's true. 13 damage to you.
Ow.
Also a strength saving throw for you as this tail bashes into the hallway, hits you in the side, and goes thump.
I rolled a nat 19
So
on
you
strength.
are knocked to the side. Maybe you just kind of hit the wall and you're able to back up a little bit.
Okay.
The thing spins around, faces you, growls. As it growls and opens its mouth towards you, you can see that Hetty has done a little bit of fill-in work. The lower half of the jaw is plaster. It is not real bone.
I'm impressed by the skill set.
Yeah, she's pretty good at what she does. If not an illegal orb purchaser, she's good at a
Do I
dinosaur
still have
care.
the feeling, because ambiently I'm
Yes, you still feel like it's in one of the upcoming rooms.
not moving?
Now that you're focusing on it again, it has moved a little bit.
Okay, good to know.
Okay.
It's my turn.
It is your turn.
I'm prone, so I can use half my movement to get up.
Yep. You have one within 10 feet of you,
Okay.
whose tail just whacked you, and one over there by Valen in the doorway, sticking its way into battle.
Oh, right. This is a bonus action to use them
Oh, cool.
after I cast it. So I'm going to spend the 2 more. One goes toward the one in front of me,
Okay.
and one goes toward the one next to Valen. Since these are larger creatures, can I make it so that it's not within 5 feet of her?
Within 5 feet of me.
Oh, yeah,
she can-
especially because she's in a hallway. I think that wouldn't work
Okay.
too much anyway. So I think that's fine. I make a dex save?
Yeah, make a dexterity saving throw.
7 and a 13. Does a 12 save?
No.
Then they both fail again.
Yay! All right. So you
Damage.
each take 5 damage from my mothballs.
Well, the one in front of you, barely holding on.
Oh,
The one over
That
by
was
the
a
doorway
bonus
doing
action.
just fine.
that was a bonus action.
Okay, so you still have your
Um,
action.
Valen said not to damage the bones. So
Don't shatter them.
I will say when you told the dead, you noticed that they just kind of vibrated off. It wasn't like they were...
I think I might
breaking.
do that
Oh, okay.
instead of firebolt, which would be
Char the
damaging.
bones? Okay.
So,
Valen
I'm
would
going
be quite
to
sad.
take out my little shop bell and go ding ding.
Okay,
Can you make a wisdom saving throw?
a 15.
That works. That saves.
I'm sorry.
So,
He succeeded.
but barely.
Then
barely
Valen,
saves.
it is your turn.
Valen's going to reach out and like shove away the tail.
Okay.
Granted, it's a big thing, but it's just a
Yeah, you can still
reaction
see. Yeah.
response kind of thing. But while I do that and try to get out from underneath it, I'm going to cast Inflict Wounds.
Ooh, cool.
Nice.
So can you make a Constitution saving throw?
A 2 naturally, so
You do not,
I do not
succeed.
what level are you casting it at?
Um,
Whatever do you mean?
16
Ooh,
necrotic damage.
that guy is also looking
That's a
very,
lot.
very hurt now. Yep.
And I think, can I use my movement to kind of like duck out of the alcove and see if I can like wedge past it?
Yeah, I don't think you're like stuck, but are you risking the attack of opportunity or just kind of getting around the
Like
front
so
of
that
it?
I'm not stuck in the
Yeah,
alcove. I want to be in a little bit more space.
Yeah, you can sidestep around
and
it.
maybe be able to see.
Yeah. You
Bristlebrush.
can see Bristlebrush now.
Okay.
And it is now their turn.
Okay.
So yeah,
Pokey.
I'm still in.
Yeah, Pokey looks up at you, growls, and goes for an attack. A 24 to hit.
Oh, wait. Sorry. Cloak of Displacement. I
Oh,
keep forgetting.
damn it. No, he doesn't hit you at all.
Wait, what'd you get?
14.
Oh, no.
With mage armor, I don't believe
Not with Mage Armor.
Yeah. Okay, you are able to, again, it messes up which one's the correct one, and the tail slams down next to you. Some of the bones crack a part of the tail, but it missed you on that.
Mage Kerchief has saved the
Mage
day yet
Kerchief.
again.
And then Spiky
It's hard to say.
Yeah.
looks at you, spins around, does a tail attack, and plus 7 is 16.
You miss.
Ha! Nicely done.
Nice.
It slams towards you.
dodge.
You have a shield, right?
Yeah.
You like raise up the shield and ba-ching, and some of the bones fly off, and it might make you feel.
I can feel that vibrate through my arm a little bit.
Your teeth chatter a little bit, but they did not hit you guys this time. It is now Bristlebrush's turn. The one in front of
Okay.
you, very hurt.
I am going to use the last of my Melf's minute mothballs. That's hard to say.
I failed on both of my things.
What'd you get?
A 2 and an 8,
Oh, yeah.
naturally on the
All
dice.
right. So I send out my last 2 mothballs.
To each one.
Yeah, glowing again, this weird laundry detergent / toothpaste colored
Love it.
glow. And you take 8 damage each of them.
Pokey shatters apart with the mothball. It hits it, and the whole thing, all the bones just clatter to the ground, scatter around.
I like to think that they now smell like mothballs.
And it smells profusely of mothballs. The other one hits past, flies right past Valen's head, collides with Spiky in the forehead. He growls. A bunch of the plaster breaks apart. The jaw falls off. It's just the top half of the jaw, and it's growling there. It is hanging on by a literal thread, as it is now your turn, Valen.
I think that I flinch so hard at the all the bones clattering to the ground. It's like, oh! But I cast Toll the Dead.
Oh, we both got it.
You don't even need to roll damage unless you want to. He had 1 health left.
Oh,
Well,
wow.
rolling a d12 is fun.
It's
but-
true. It is quite fun.
And you only had 1 because I rolled a 1.
The exactly correct. That's the precision that Valen has, right?
Yes,
Trying to
I know
keep-
exactly
keeping
what's
the
needed.
bones. And the Ankylosaurus crumbles to bones and to dust. And you guys are in this room. You still hear the clambering and crashing and thudding of pteranodons, but this room is quiet.
Bristlebrush, are you okay? I'm like
Ugh.
patting shoulders down, seeing
Ow, don't touch that. I'm all right.
like, how all right. Like, oh, level 1, need a little boost. How are we doing? How are you looking?
I could use some heals. I'd say a 5 out of 10.
That's how we're feeling, a 5 out of 10.
Yeah, one of those like the emoji face that's just not smiling or frowning.
Yeah.
Understood.
So I will cast a Cure Wounds at 2nd level. 23 health back.
That is 3 above the health I needed to get back to full.
10 minutes to locate object. I'm still concentrating.
You're getting, as you're not in battle anymore, you're focusing. You can kind of see into the next room. The door is also open. It's very grassy. Plants in there. Beautiful sunlight room coming up. It doesn't quite feel like it's in that room. Maybe it's kind of in the following room. You can't quite tell with your vision, but it looks like it's a diagonal from you
Okay.
through the stone. And you know that it's probably maybe 80 feet away from you now.
And it's kind of moving.
It's moving a little bit.
Okay. So it's the orb that we're looking for. It's still ahead.
I think we should keep going.
Do we have any sign of Samson in this room? Like, we're looking around.
Make
didn't-
investigation checks.
Investigation?
I am very focused on that orb, but it's moving, and I'm kind of trying to judge its placement. I'm not really looking for Samson, but I asked you because I knew you were curious.
Well, that's completely in character because I got a 22.
Yeah.
Because I'm very focused
I
on
won't
Samson.
say that you notice Samson specifically, but you notice the remnants of people running. There's stuff on the ground. There's drinks. There's items. There's purses and things that people might have been holding, little pamphlets and things. And everything is rushing the other way, but going the way you're going, I'll say you see a shoe
Oh, no.
heading in the opposite direction.
I take the shoe and I put it in my bag.
You guys notice
Should
the
we keep
next
going?
room again. Sunlight kind of pouring in this room. Beautiful vegetation, greenery,
Oh.
and
Is
a
there a
very
skylight?
large stone tablet in the middle that is empty. Very similar to the ones you're seeing now. You can see that through the open door.
Is there a skylight?
You can't tell without going in the room.
well,
You know, I'm gonna make a roast chicken appear on the center of the tablet
With
as
minor
I
illusion.
minor illusion with
Okay.
my little wire
You
brush.
fire up a minor illusion. Roast chicken sits there. Steam coming off of it. Beautiful. Nothing seems to happen.
Okay, I think we're good.
I
I mean,
think that,
what couldn't resist roast chicken?
that I'd like to go into the room, but kind of like hug the wall and quickly try to look for the next door that's going towards that direction of
Okay.
my locate object.
Why don't you guys make for me stealth checks as you start to enter into this room?
I got a nat 20.
20.
Okay. You guys enter into the room. You scrape a little bit on the wall. You're nervous for a second, but you hear a noise. And then on the far side of this platform, you see movement. You see a large spike. It rises and falls. And suddenly you start hearing the...
Okay, I drop the chicken.
And as you start making your way along,
Got a 20.
it shuffles its head. And I will say, Valen, you've seen this before. This is Hetty's original claim to fame. The rusty Triceratops. This is her pride and joy. This is what started the Dino Cave. And it is over there asleep.
I have little heart eyes going on because I'm feeling so much like excitement, but I'm going to try to creep past. Let it stay asleep.
Put my hand on your elbow again and say, Balin, now is not the time to geek out.
It's always time to geek out.
Okay, you guys start sidling along the wall. This room is beautiful. Vegetation everywhere. Looks like a bunch of the bushes have been chomped upon.
Yeah, they had a good snack.
Yeah,
Oh,
had a good
it's
snack.
herbivorous.
You also see that all of that seems to have just fallen out of the skeleton bones, and so it was almost like the grass has been mowed in here, is kind of what it looks like, is the vibe you get. And there is this Triceratops sleeping along there. You guys see the next room, and it's very clear what the next room is because there's a lot of big new banners, big exciting things going up about the Crystalsaurus Rex. That is, come and see the new edition. All this excitement stuff you see into this next room's banners. Can you guys please make one more stealth check?
24.
13.
Okay. This thing had disadvantage. It was asleep, and it rolled a 7. So, both stealth checks, you guys are able to sneak past the sleeping Tyrannosaur. As you come around a little bit, you're able to see it a lot more. This was huge. This thing was 25 feet long, 15 feet tall. The head is massive. Again, kind of this cool rusty color because Hetty found it in an iron deposited creek in somewhere once upon a time. And you know that this one's cool because it is mostly bone. There is not very much plaster at all. in this.
Ooh.
So this was a
Almost
big
like a
show.
skeleton.
Almost
skeleton.
an entirely full skeleton here.
I'm thoroughly impressed.
Yeah, it's pretty impressive. And then your thing is starting to come to an end. Your locate object. You're getting a ping into kind of the in-between of this room. And you can't quite see where it might be. But you're getting closer, probably within 40 feet of it now.
And it's moving-ish.
It's moving-ish.
Is it high?
It is at a
mid?
height.
Okay.
It is at a height that now you're realizing that's pretty tall.
Was it in the head, possibly? Of
You
a
don't know
crystal?
where, but you're getting the feeling that
The
it's a little
vibe.
tall. Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
So
All
I
right.
whisper to Bristlebrush, we actually get to see our skeleton. This is going to be really cool.
I hope I cleaned it enough.
Okay, the orb is in this room.
Great.
Keep your eye out. Watermelon size, green glowy thing, yeah?
Uh-huh.
And
But not a watermelon.
I want to be looking around all.
As you guys enter in?
Yeah.
Okay, you guys step into this room, very clearly, beautifully decorated. The Crystalsaurus exhibit. And there's just banners everywhere, right? It's all lit by torches, too. It's super cool, kind of darker lighting.
Ooh, for
Kind
the-
of
Celebrating us.
celebrating your find that Hetty put on display. She was probably the one who put it together. You guys cleaned it up, excavated it, sent her the bones, sold her the bones, however it worked. But she had displayed this Crystalsaurus Rex thing. And you guys see...
Is my name somewhere?
You better be
from here,
credited.
you can't tell.
Oh, I am looking everywhere for both, this is cool. My name
Okay.
to be on the exhibit.
Right.
And also, there's anything that's coming out to get us.
As you peek in here, you see again an empty platform where you can imagine the stanchion and the Crystalsaurus once was. Please make perception checks if you guys are trying to kind of peek in.
Oh no.
I want to peek.
I rolled a nat 1.
I got a 24.
Okay, you're too focused looking for your name and you don't see it immediately anywhere at all. And so maybe you're getting a little nervous about not getting credit.
Yeah.
But in the meantime, Bristlebrush, you're focused up. You notice the lack of a dinosaur, pedestal, etc. And you also notice some rubble on the ground. And you notice that there's a wall on your left side
Oh.
that seems to be blown out. And you hear the faint scraping sounds of sharp things on stone.
I tap Valen's elbow. Hey, wait up. I hear it in the next room.
And I will say with a 19, what was your total?
24.
24. You also hear the faint whimpering of a person.
It's Samson.
But do you see the orb? I
Well-
can't.
I don't,
I don't
see
see
it
anything.
yet. It's in that room. And I point to the wall.
You don't see anything.
I hear scrapey scrapes.
Mm-hmm.
And Samson.
And Samson.
I'd like to creep along the wall.
Make a stealth check. Both of you, if you're creeping.
I'm creeping.
Why am I at disadvantage?
Oh no. I got a nat 1 for the first time. I got it for a 6.
An 8?
An 8 and a 6. Wow, perfect. You guys start creeping along the side of that wall, and you were looking out. You're looking for your name. You're looking for things happening out in the room. You didn't really look down, and you didn't notice the pile of bones that is loose and at your feet, and you both step on some bones, clatter, crumble, noises happen. All of a sudden,
We aren't this kind of adventurer.
No, you're not,
No.
apparently.
We dig in the dirt.
Yeah.
We look for dead things.
And all of a sudden, you guys hear a big scrape noise, and then you hear the fiercest, most intense roar you have ever felt and heard.
Can you do it?
I like to imagine that real T-Rexes just went like meow. And you hear a screech as well. A very classic movie scene from Jurassic Park happens.
Oh no.
And you see taking off from the rafters of the room you were about to enter into, and you've entered into, one of the pteranodons. It somehow got into this room, and it takes off and it's flying towards you guys. You didn't see it. It's coming right for you. Its talons are out. Its jaw is open. And then right as it's about to reach you,
Oh no.
from around the corner, the massive jaws of a T-Rex, because there's always a bigger fish, reaches out, chomps the pteranodon, wrestles it apart, and spews the bones across the room. And I would like both of you guys to roll initiative.
I think Valen is both transfixed in terror, but also little tears coming down because it's so beautiful.
Yeah.
I got a 22.
And that is also why she has a 4 for initiative.
Okay. So,
You're too odd at the magnificence.
It's alive! My creature!
I
as
just
you
want to
guys,
see how
kind of-
clean is it?
as it chomps down, the torchlight and this darker room lend to refracting beams of light as the Crystalsaurus Rex, this fossil you found, that the bones weren't what was left. What was left was the crystal that formed instead of the bones. It like replaced the bones over millions of fantasy years. And so you can even see through the individual bones, and the Crystalsaurus Rex chomps down. This is your guys' pride and joy, something you found years ago, maybe painstakingly put back together, and it chomps this the pteranodon, throws it apart, looks towards you guys, and growls. And Bristlebrush, you get to go first.
How am I always first at this? Okay.
You also know that the crystal that it's made of was extremely tough,
Yeah.
so it can probably take a beating.
Actually, you know what I'm going to do first thing on my turn is look for the orb that she was talking about.
Okay, sounds good.
That
Make a
heady-
perception check.
21?
21, you, as it chomps down on the pteranodon, shakes it, it takes one step a little further into the thing, and you guys notice in the chest, in the rib cage where a heart would be, this gem inside the bones, crystal bones of this Crystalsaurus Rex.
Okay.
And it is glowing a faint green, but more brightly glowing than other things. It seems like it is sending out green waves of energy to perhaps other dinosaurs in the dino cave.
I'm going to do something a little weird, and I don't know if it'll work. I'm going to take out a little sponge.
A sponge? Okay.
Sponge from my bag, and I'm gonna see if I can make a little scrubbing motion in the air. I'm gonna see, I want to see if this works. I'm gonna see if I can cast Dispel Magic on this crystal.
Okay. Dispel magic on the crystal.
Do you
Any
mean
spell-
on the orb?
Or yeah, on the orb. Sorry.
Oh, on the orb at the center. Sorry.
Yeah.
Yes, I see. Yeah.
For
Go ahead.
any spell of 3rd level or lower on this thing ends.
What level are you casting it at?
Just 3rd level, just
It
base.
does not end. So anything higher, I believe you have to roll for.
Yeah. 14.
Nothing. As the beam of dispel magic sends out to the Tyrannosaurus Rex, it hits the orb and it just reflects around the crystals like it got refracted and it didn't quite hit and dissipates. And so that's your action. You have a
That
bonus
was my
action
action. I'm just gonna move backwards
towards the hallway.
towards the hallway.
Okay,
Yeah.
would potentially get an attack of opportunity on you. You risking it?
Are we that close?
Oh yeah.
Oh,
It also has a big reach.
if we're that close.
It has a 10-foot reach.
Hmm.
I'd say it's probably within 10 feet of you.
Okay, if it's within that, maybe I don't want to move.
Okay. The T-Rex, its turn.
Okay.
It finishes chomping this pteranodon. It shakes its head and it looks down at both of you guys. I'm going to roll a dice and we're going to see who it focuses on. Valen.
Uh-oh.
It looks at you. You're big, you're shiny, you're taller. And it is going to reach down with its mouth and attempt to do a restraining bite on you. AKA, it is trying to snap you up. So, rolling to hit, man, a 13.
No, you miss.
So what do you do to block this? Because the
It's
jaws are
massive.
around you. It's massive. It is closing around on your person.
I think I've actually dove out of the way. I'm
Dive underneath it or
diving
something.
to the side.
Oh,
Okay.
you know how
Trying to
there
give
are
myself a little bit
holes-
more space.
Like there are holes in the skull, not just on this on
Yeah,
the
it's
from
not
the
a real
eyes.
one, so
So what if you dove through one of the holes? Do you think?
dove through a socket of some kind. Okay, you dodge out of the way. It roars with frustration, and it is going to do nothing else for now. It is going to stand there and growl.
Okay.
And it is your turn now, Valen.
Because I dove through it, I'm going to try to touch it on my way underneath its body to be kind of out of the way of its head and touch it on the chest. Can I reach?
Yeah, it's bent down to bite you. I think it'd be easy enough to hit the chest and neck area.
I'm going to try to vampiric touch
Ooh,
and
cool.
try to steal some of its life force and heal myself while I'm at it.
Okay.
So, 23.
Is this just a hit? Absolutely hits.
Yeah, 23 to hit.
Very easy to hit this guy.
I did a very good. Okay, so it's going to take 3d6 necrotic damage. 4 plus 4 is 8 plus 5 is 13.
Ooh.
And then I regain half of that. So I'm going to get 6 health back. This is a concentration, so I can make this again next turn
Because you succeeded?
because I succeeded.
Okay. Bonus actions or anything else, or is that...
No.
Okay, then Bristlebrush, it comes back
My
around
turn
to your
again?
turn. You watch the thing try to chomp down on Valen, and it failed. She was able to slip through the cracks, literally, and get around to the other side.
Kind of ironically, since, you usually don't want flies in your house, Bristlebrush, and she found probably a while ago this small little statuette of a fly carved out of ebony. I reach into my bag and pull out this little figurine and says, "Here goes nothing!" And I'm going to throw it and use my action and turn this into a giant housefly.
Yeah, so in our making of these characters, we gave you guys some random rolled magic items. You guys all got a couple things, and one of the things that Bristlebrush got was a figurine of wondrous power, and this one was the ebony fly. And so a large quantified creature, which does say it is large enough to carry a person, suddenly explodes into existence. Are you doing this next to you or around elsewhere? What's your plan?
I'm gonna, it has a range of 60 feet, so I'm gonna see if I can throw it behind
Okay.
this.
I will say there's nothing about like
Crystallosaurus.
whether or not it works. So a giant ebony fly, as if it's made of maybe like obsidian, appears into existence. It's about, we'll say, 10 feet in size, and buzzes its little wings and looks up its little head with its giant eyes towards you and gives you a nod. And then you have the fly now, a giant
Right.
fly. So that's your action.
Yeah, and I'm going to actually say to it, "Attack the giant sparkly thingy."
It goes bzz, bzz, and then it is going to make an attack. I've loaded the stats here for us to look at.
Okay.
It's not much. And so, can you roll 2d6?
2, oh wow. 6 damage.
6 damage. The fly reaches forward and goes bzz, bzz, and does 6 damage to the thing. And it's sitting there ready to be ridden
Right.
if need be.
That is my turn.
Okay, then the T-Rex's turn. It is facing...
I'm
No,
underneath it.
You're underneath it. It is going to rear back, kind of look and see what's going on, and then it is going to spin around and do a tail attack.
On?
Both of you. It is going to spin,
To
whip
sweep
both of
us.
you guys. I'm going to see if I hit
You have
Bristlebrush. Dang it. Just rolled so good. I rolled 18 to hit you.
That hits.
And for you, a 17 to hit.
No.
Yeah, I'm gonna shield that.
Okay, so you pop up a shield.
And yeah, I pop up a shield
Okay.
of my toothpaste energy.
I like to think that
It's just like a cloth.
Yeah.
I went to
Just a
jump
towel.
the tail because it's coming to get me and dodging, but it actually wasn't close enough to get me, so I made the jump anyway.
But it wasn't necessary.
necessary.
Sounds good.
I've done that before.
It missed both of you guys. It's your turn now, Valen. It's not a very smart creature, so
Yeah. So I choose to keep
choose
that.
you.
I choose to keep that vampiric touch going.
Okay.
It is. I can make the attack again. I don't have to cast it, but I do have to try to have it hit.
Yeah.
12 hit.
A 12 does not hit. I'm sorry.
Bummer. So
Close,
but I'm keeping concentration, and I'm going to use that time also to. I have a pen of like the raven for the symbol for the Raven Queen.
Nice.
And I reach out in my mind to her, and it, like, Raven Queen, lend me your aid. And I use my bonus action to harness some divine power to gain a spell slot back.
Oh, cool.
Ooh.
That's fun. So you gained a spell slot back.
And then I'm going. Is there room?
You know, now that you've stepped around it, you can see that there is another room kind of next to this one, and it looks like the wall has been busted out. And as you see it now in this area, there is a ripped dino cave banner that has fallen to the ground, Jurassic Park style. And there were sturdy wooden shelves and cabinets, debris spread across the floor, but there's a sign that says gift shop.
Okay. Do I see Samson anywhere?
No.
Okay. Then I am just going to position myself so that I'm not against a wall.
Okay.
And just
yeah,
kinda
I
give
think by
myself some
going
space.
underneath him, you're kind of on
Yeah.
the side of him now. He turned to face you.
Okay.
And so it is back to Bristly Brush.
Any sized creature, I believe. I'm going to cast Vortex Warp.
Whoa. What's that
And
do?
I want to see if I can teleport this guy away to the other side of the room.
Cool. What do I gotta
'cause
do
have
for that?
range of that. Make a Constitution saving throw.
An 8.
Oh, no. So, I'm going to wave my little bristle brush around
Okay.
and snap my fingers. And you just see this big Crystalsaurus Rex just poof for a second
Uh-huh.
and wink out and
a little
appear.
like fresh lemon scent
Yeah.
maybe as he
Yeah,
disappears.
a little bit of that, like Febreze scent as he disappears, and then reappears in the farthest corner of the room away from us.
Cool. That's awesome. It does that. Whoosh, whoosh. And it appears, it kind of clambers or crashes into one of the exhibits a little bit, knocks it over, roars in anger.
And I'm going to use my movement, now that that's free, to go into this other room.
Okay. You don't want to do anything with your fly?
I technically gave it a standing order to attack the giant
Oh, okay. So
glowy
your
thing.
bonus
so
action, or does it have a turn?
It has a turn.
Okay.
So I'm just going to use my movement to go in this other gift shop area with
I
my
think
bonus
perception for this because you're
Perception.
just kind of running in and looking around real quick.
Yeah.
So yeah, do perception. Trying to find Samson.
action. Not one. So 6.
Right at about that time that you go in, you're looking at where you vortex warped. You turn around and another banner falls down that says, Dino Cave, and it drapes across your face.
Yeah.
Your fly's turn, so it's gonna bzzz over to the Tyrannosaur and make an attack. It succeeded. And can you roll your 2d6 again?
9 damage
Nice.
this time.
All right, it is the T-Rex's turn, the Crystal Rex's turn.
Right.
Sorry to your fly, but the fly is in its business, and it is going to reach forward and attempt another restraining bite on the fly. Got an 18 to hit,
I believe that hits.
and it is going to do a bunch of damage, in theory. Wow. Wow. Your fly's still alive. That is
Wait, what'd
the
you
most
roll?
garbage damage. That's 4d8, right? 8 damage.
Oh,
Yep.
no.
I got a 9 damage. I got a 5, a 1, a 1, and a 2.
I'm sorry.
So, the fly, which does not have much health, its obsidian form, the thing reaches down and chomps down on top of it, but it's still buzzing around. However, it does restrain it and pick it up.
Oh,
And so it
okay.
is in its jaws, which makes it easier for it to chomp in the future. Actually, it's also going to turn and stomp back towards the middle of the room with the thing in its jaw.
Okay.
This giant fly.
But
So
I
it walks
made it
forward
move.
towards Valen. And Valen, it is now your turn.
I'm going to drop concentration on that vampiric touch
Oh, okay.
and conjure up my spirit guardians instead.
Oh, cool.
Ooh.
So you'd have to take a step forward, I think, with Spirit Guardians?
Yeah, I'm going to move into that 15-foot
Okay.
range so that it's now in this in his space. It's a wisdom saving throw.
An 11.
16.
Okay.
So
It's not very wise. It's not very smart.
there's just going to be a whole bunch of giant ravens that are spinning around me in that kind of like shroud sort of form.
Cool.
And 14.
Ooh, nice. Starting to get weaker. I will say on this blast of these ravens just hitting it over and over and over again, cawing, smashing into it. Some of the ribs are starting to break away, and the gem is slightly more exposed.
And who's top of the round?
Bristlebrush.
Bristlebrush.
Me?
Yeah, it is.
Right.
It is your turn.
Question.
Yeah.
I'm in this room. Can I still see what's happening outside?
Yeah,
here?
the wall was blown out. It's
Okay.
a massive opening here now.
I'm going to use my only 4th level spell slot. I'm going to take out my little matchbox again. And I like to think that Bristlebrush just has cleaning supplies on her. So she's also going to take a little bit of rubbing alcohol out.
I see where this is going.
And is going to strike a match, see if she can splash alcohol on the ground. And light it on fire, and I'm going to cast Wall of Fire in a ring around this
Crystalsaurus Rex.
Rex. I can make a ringed wall up to 20 feet in diameter, 20 feet high, and 1 foot thick.
That'll do it.
You need to make a dexterity saving throw.
How thick is it?
A foot.
Only a foot thick.
Okay.
By your side, there's no heat and no damage. Well, cool. Are you doing anything else? I think that just happens. Wall of fire just exists.
Yeah, it just
now.
happens.
Okay.
And I'm going to use the rest of my movement, I think, to go more into this room.
Okay, you go more into this room. As you enter into the room, display stuff everywhere. Little bone T-Rexes and dinosaur plushies and cups and mugs. Tunics, themed tunics that say, like, I went back 65 million years and all I got was this T-shirt, stuff like that.
I kind of want that T-shirt, not gonna lie.
And but just wrecked in here, and you hear this whimpering coming from behind a checkout desk.
Do I have enough movement to go behind it?
I would say you have enough movement to peek behind it.
Yeah.
So I would say you get kind of angled up to go peek behind the desk, and there, sitting on the ground, cowering underneath the cashier's desk, is Samson. Samson is a early 20s, kind of nerdy-looking guy with glasses. He's wearing a sash that says Dino Cave, like, cashier on it. And he is just decked out with, like, pins and dino paraphernalia. And he is wide-eyed, trembling and fear. Oh, sorry. And he is also wearing a Dino Cave poncho.
Poncho?
Yep. A poncho.
Why am I surprised?
And he does not immediately notice you. I'll kind of say that's all you can do on your turn,
that's all I wanted to do.
Okay, the fly is inside the mouth of the T-Rex.
I said
In
attack.
theory, it would get an attack. So, yeah, it hits again. You want to roll D6? It's easy to hit this T-Rex.
8 damage.
Okay, the fly is doing some work in there. But it is now the T-Rex's turn, the Crystalsaurus Rex.
So is it at the top of his turn, or
It is at the top of his turn right now.
Okay,
So does
so
he take
wisdom
more
saving
damage?
throw?
Okay.
Oh, also, you needed to make a dexterity saving throw.
Oh, jeez. At the start of his turn?
When
being
the
in
wall
the wall.
appears.
Oh, okay. Failed yours and failed yours. Both of
Okay.
you guys get to roll your damage for Spirit Guardians and Wall of Fire.
17 for Spirit Guardians.
All right, 19 damage
Nice.
out
Wow,
of a
guys.
possibility of 40.
Oh, so half. Average. Okay.
Not bad.
Not bad at all. Crystalsaurus Rex's turn. The hit from Spirit Guardians, the ravens coming through, catching on fire, and the fire hitting them. Kind of cool. Little combo spell happening there. Just blasting this T-Rex body over and over again. You see inside, through the flame, the green orb is starting to rock a little bit and jostle inside of its body. It is going to take its chomp and try to finish off this fly. 27 to hit will do it.
Oh,
And I think
poor
this
little
might be the end
fly.
of your fly if I don't roll terrible. Yeah,
my fly.
20 damage to the fly.
Okay.
You watch as a chomp. I don't know if it's destroyed or not, or does
I'm
it
gonna
revert?
say it shatters, but there's this little figurine of a fly inside.
Okay, it shatters
It
its
does
teeth.
return to its.
Okay, then it
figurine
spews
state.
obsidian shards everywhere that dissipate as they hit the flames. It is going to do a specialty move, and it is going to stomp, 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 stomp its feet. And I would like both of you guys to make
Oh, boy.
dexterity saving throws as it starts to tear apart the stalactites, stalagmites in this room. They start crumbling down and falling towards you guys.
A 19.
Saving through?
Yep.
13.
Okay. Bristlebrush,
Oh, no.
you take the 10, and you, Valen, only take the 5.
It's not
As
bad.
the stalactites fall down on you guys and crash near you, Bristlebrush, you're caught off a little off guard, and one blasts into you with some stone. And then it is going to, because it is not super smart, he is now going to enter and pass through the wall. So I need to
he'd
do-
be on the safe side now.
Well, but he's going to take the damage for
Yeah.
going through, right? Yes, he's charging through with an angry roar. That's a lot of dice.
28 damage.
28?
Mhm.
28?
I get 5d8.
Dang. This
Never
thing's
burn
starting to
alcohol.
look pretty beat up, guys. And that was your turn. It already took its attacks. It's just coming through, and it looks and sees Valen and is going to use its full movement to get up in your business. And it is now your
Leave that.
turn. You look up, you see the orb is barely hanging on now. Its ribs are falling apart. It's much more visible, much more in your space, and it's blinking a little bit with this dark green magic.
I think that's incredibly tempting to Valen, and having dealt with artifacts and everything, I am going to actually try to touch it, and I'm going to try remove curse. It says all curses affecting one creature or object end if it's a curse. If the object is a cursed magic item, the curse remains, but the spell breaks its owner's attunement, so it can be removed.
Cool.
That's cool. Is it a curse or an enchantment?
It's not.
If it's hanging loose, I think I
will
can touch
say
it
that
now.
to do that, yeah, you'd probably have to use your movement to like kind of get up there or jump up there and touch it.
Yeah.
Maybe you jump up and grab it.
Yeah, that's
like
the
a
goal.
Basketball.
Yeah. It's like the low-hanging fruit I must touch.
So you jump up there. This is not in the book, so we are going to wing this. I'm going to say that you reach up, you grab it, and you surge this remove curse through there.
Yeah.
In my mind, this was something sold to Hetty under less than benevolent terms. I like to imagine some sort of malevolent creature, maybe a demon or a devil hiding in the market, selling things to people that didn't know any better. So I'm going to say you reach up, you send this remove curse through it, and this dark magic like surges throughout the room really, really fast. It blasts forward. You're all hit by it. And then you see it coalesce into a shape, and it zooms out of the dino cave. And it's almost like it's returning somewhere into the market. And the orb snaps out of the T-Rex's body. You clutch it as you kind of fall back down to the ground a little bit.
Yeah, I'm like football holding it.
And you hit the ground, and then you hear the crack, crack.
I run.
Crack.
I run out of the way so that I don't get landed
And
upon.
as you run, can you make a dexterity
Yeah.
saving throw?
Oh no, T-Rex
Has
skull is
17.
probably hurt.
17. Okay. As you start dodging out of the way of this now unanimated Crystalsaurus Rex skeleton as it starts to collapse. Nothing supporting it anymore. You got a 17. I'm going to say you still take a little bit of damage for fun.
Shards. I'm being hit by shards.
You
Dino
take
shrapnel?
14 damage.
Ow.
And this thing falls and clashes to the ground. You hear in the other room a roar from maybe a rusty triceratops, and as it roars, it cuts off, and you hear a clatter and a stop. And then, maybe far off in the distance, you hear the falling down sounds of a pteranodon couple that are still in the first room. And you guys feel the energy, the magic of this place whoosh, disappear.
I like stand there holding this orb and just kind of like look at my Crystalsaurus and blink for a minute, just in shock.
I definitely peek back out into the main room and see all of this and just say, "Mess officially cleaned."
And you see this little human peek up. He was, wait, what happened?
You Samson?
I'm Samson, yeah.
Hi, I'm Bristlebrush.
Uh,
We're
uh,
your rescuers. This is Valen.
Thank you. And he just jumps up and gives you a hug, and he's shaking and clambering, and he starts looking around. He's like, the gift shop is ruined. Hetty will be so mad at me.
Valen is busy now, having tucked the orb away and just very longingly petting the top of the Crystalsaurus Rex skull. You know, they're there. We'll get you back together. You'll be beautiful again.
And suddenly you guys hear this hubbub outside rushing in. You hear the clamber of footsteps. You hear the shouting voices of many people. And bursting into the room a moment later is Baron Ulcar Twilump, the guards with Hetty, and some of the folk nearby. They come rushing in. Hetty's like, sees Samson, and she's like, I'm so glad you're alive. And they just kind of like go towards each other, but she's arrested still. And so he wraps her in a hug, but she cannot return it. Baron Twilump comes over to you guys and he goes,
Oh, of course, I knew you could do it, you two adventurers, you mercenaries, you heroes.
How did you know we'd finished?
We could hear the sounds of the roaring of the pteranodons in the first room, and then they clattered to the ground. We were, of course, maybe coming to see if we could help.
I give Bristlebrush a look like,
And we made our way through, and we saw the destruction of other bones. We figured something would happen. Also, a giant green energy blast shot through the market, out the front door.
I say, well, all well and good. And then I just hold out my hand. I was like, services rendered.
Yes, of course.
and he pulls out 400 gold, and he also pulls out a couple potions of healing, and he plops that down into your hand. And then he turns to Hetty, and he goes,
Hetty, you should never have done this. And I'm going to make sure that this dino cave is taken care of properly.
I tuck everything away so that it can't be removed. We earned that. And then I quickly look around to see if my name is anywhere on this Crystalsaurus.
So you start looking around. Go ahead and make an investigation check.
While she's doing that,
14.
I like to think that I just start kind of picking up I go back and pick up my little fly. And I also drop the ring of fire.
Oh, yeah.
All of the commoners are just like fried.
I definitely start to just take out my little bristle brush and twirl it around, and start like scrubbing off some of the dust and like bone fragments.
Nice, starting to clean
the floor.
I think you're doing that. You wander over. You notice a tiny little plaque on the pedestal over there. And you go over there, and there is a very giant Crystalsaurus Rex plaque, a sign on the plaque. And it says, brought to you by Hetty Feathergill and the Dino Cave. And then in the very tiniest little print in the very bottom corner, that you can kind of barely read, it says, excavated by Valen and friends.
I am so unamused that, Valen's saying sorry. I was like, I think I need to be a little more careful about who I sell my finds to. Bristlebrush,
Huh?
we might need to see if this Crystalsaurus Rex belongs at a better establishment.
And Baron Ulcar Twilump comes up to you, and I heard you say, better establishment?
I narrow my eyes at Baron Twilump. I was like, we can negotiate.
I came here specifically to try to purchase some of these artifacts from Hetty Feathergill, but look what she's done to this place. No care for the skeletons. You don't need to bring them back to life to attract new visitors. They're perfect the way they are.
I might need to go rogue and reappropriate my findings.
Your Crystalsaurus Rex.
Yeah.
And he pays you all the money. And with that, Hetty is sad, and she is taken away by the guards because she sold something or bought something illegally that caused us problems. Baron follows them, hoping to maybe buy out the Dino Cave exhibits from the now disgraced Hetty. Samson starts picking up the gift shop and invites all the people that missed out on their tour to come in and buy some t-shirts. And with that...
Wait.
Oh, yes.
Can I just
On to new
say,
digs
Yes,
and
yes.
adventures.
as soon as everybody's like settled down, I want to go look for that squirrel.
So we'll say you make your way out the front door, and you everyone's focused on the Dino Cave, but Bristlebrush, you're kind of hyper-focused on that squirrel, right? That squirrel with the perfect brush in its mouth.
It kept following me around.
Can you please make an advantaged perception check?
Daughter, this is a one shot.
Yeah, but, it's a good way to end a thing.
Perception?
Mhm.
11?
11, that's enough. You're peering out across the market. You're peering out across the vendor stalls. The sun kind of getting lower in the sky, and all of a sudden this glimmer of green catches your attention. And you look over, and sitting on top of a nearby vendor stall is a squirrel with glowing green eyes and it holds the brush out towards you, and in your mind you hear the voice of the squirrel say, "I'll be seeing you soon." And then it scampers away.
Hey!
Cliffhanger.
See,
of the necro squirrel.
we could take this one-shot wonders and just keep going.
Yeah, the
with
necro
it.
squirrel. Wow.
Not the squirrel.
The squirrel may come back. Maybe these characters will come back. But that is the end of our one-shot wonder.
That was fun.
Did you guys enjoy that?
That was
Completely and utterly random. We rolled for it. We went and made characters.
I came up with way too big of a backstory.
You guys
for-
both
for
probably
this.
did. I will say the book itself is amazing. You do not have to do it like that. If you just want to throw this in to your campaign or something, it is broken down by region. It is broken down by level. And if you want to run it on your own, it has some stories and stuff in it as well. So that's it. What do you guys think?
That was fun. That was interesting.
And I think we'll leave it there. What do you-
Right.
Loved it.
Loved it. All right.
Thanks to the mom for being a guest.
Uh-huh.
For all the weird things.
Yeah,
So that
always.
it can be prim and proper.
You can come in and play. Yeah, next time you need to play like a dirty, like sewer rat rogue creature.
Yeah, I feel
or
like I
something.
need to be incredibly chaotic next time.
Don't worry. We'll have that soon. All right. Well, thank you to everyone for listening. Thanks to Roll and Play Press for making One Shot Wonders. If you guys haven't seen it, you should go check it out. And I think that's it. So
We'll see you next week
we will see you next week
on
Dadventurous.
Dadventurous.